Sometimes, the world hides secrets beyond the senses, things the human eye was never meant to see. But the invention of the camera uncovered moments never meant to be seen. And when a trail cam was set up in the middle of nowhere, it captured something truly unbelievable. Goblin in the forest. Deep in the jungle, under the cover of thick trees, a group of bikers had an encounter they will never forget. Out of nowhere, a small, creepy creature dashed across their path, moving unnaturally fast. The riders immediately stopped, trying to capture the bizarre being on camera. But just as quickly as it appeared, it vanished, diving into the dense bushes. They chased after it, but the creature disappeared into the wild hedges, leaving them stunned. When the footage hit the internet, theories exploded. Some swore it was a goblin, while others believed it was a wild elf. What do you think? Goblin? Or something else? Weird alien in the night. A quiet night in La Junta turned into a real-life horror movie when a camera caught something beyond belief. A strange, alien-like figure appeared out of nowhere, creeping across a car porch in the dead of night. Its limbs were long and bony, its ears pointed like those of a goblin. The creature moved in an unnatural way, taking a few slow, eerie steps before vanishing into thin air. The footage spread like wildfire, sparking debates everywhere. Was this an alien, a goblin, or something we can't even comprehend? You decide. Bigfoot in the woods. For years, people have debated whether Bigfoot is real or just a myth. But a chilling new video might have changed everything. A trail cam set up deep in the forests near Crescent Falls, Alberta, captured a shadowy, towering figure wandering near a makeshift wooden shelter. The massive creature, covered in thick fur, moved cautiously, as if aware it was being watched. The owner of the camera swears it's Bigfoot, something never seen before in those woods. But is this the proof the world has been waiting for? Owl attacks eagle. A peaceful nest high on a mountainside turned into a battlefield in the blink of an eye. An eagle, resting with its eaglets, had no idea that danger was lurking in the darkness. Then, without warning, two glowing eyes appeared in the pitch black. Within seconds, a ghostly figure swooped in, grabbing one of the eaglets before vanishing into the night. It was a horned owl, a silent hunter with deadly precision. With its powerful claws and stealthy moves, it took down its prey before the eagle could even react. Lion invades hunter's camp. Now this is the kind of nightmare you don't wake up from. Imagine heading back to your campsite after a long day of hunting, only to find a full-grown lioness walking in and out of your tent like she owns the place. That's exactly what happened to a group of hunters camping in Botswana's Kalahari region. The fearless predator rummaged through their belongings, sniffing around for food. Desperate, the hunters honked their car horn, scaring her off for a moment. But as she left, she snatched a chair, dragging it into the wild as a trophy. Talk about an unwanted guest. Panda showdown. Who knew pandas could be this aggressive? In the heart of China, these usually peaceful giants turned into feisty fighters. The scene looked more like siblings bickering over candy than a serious battle. The reason? No one knows for sure, but I'd bet my money on a fight over sugarcane. You can almost hear them. Hey, get off me! That's mine. Ninja rat versus snake. This is what happens when a snake underestimates its prey. A rattlesnake, perfectly camouflaged in the desert sand, lay in wait for an easy meal. But the desert kangaroo rat had other plans. Just as the snake launched its attack, the rat sprang into the air like a ninja, dodging the strike. And instead of running, it delivered a series of powerful kicks, sending the snake flying before escaping at lightning speed. Now that's a comeback. Baby bear rescue. At first, it looked adorable, but then you start wondering, how did this tiny bear cub end up stuck on top of a bush? This heart-melting moment from Switzerland shows a determined mama bear trying everything to get her baby down. She shook the stem, tried climbing, but her weight wasn't helping. After a few intense minutes, she finally managed to bend the branch enough to bring her adventurous cub back to safety. That's one lucky baby. Kangaroo boxing match. It's a live MMA fight in the middle of the woods. Two massive kangaroos were going at it, throwing punches, kicks, and body slams. The reason for the fight? No one knows, but it's either for territory or a mate, because in the wild, that's always the reason. For over 20 minutes, these two hopped, boxed, and battled with no clear winner. If only we could get them a referee. The drunken bear dance. Is this bear scratching an itch or dancing at a forest party? It wobbled, twisted, and rubbed itself against a tree like it was trying to get the DJ's attention. But in reality, this behavior is completely normal. Bears do this to mark their scent on trees and check if another bear has left a message. Looks like this one just found something interesting. Chimp versus mirror. What happens when a chimp meets its own reflection? Chaos. When a mirror was placed in the jungle, one chimp freaked out, thinking another chimp was staring back. Soon, others joined in, trying to intimidate the intruder with wild reactions, jumping, pounding the ground, and even blowing sand at the mirror. The confusion was hilarious, but in the end, they just couldn't figure out the mystery. Bear cubs on the run. Tiny bear cubs climbing trees like little caterpillars. Adorable, right? But this wasn't just for fun. Their mother was training them for survival. When a dangerous male bear is around, the best way to stay safe is to climb. Under her watchful eyes, the cubs scrambled up while she stood guard below. It's all part of a mother bear's lesson in staying alive. Owl versus fox, a battle of night predators. Out of nowhere, an owl swooped down from the sky like a fearless warrior, diving straight at a cunning fox. But this wasn't just a one-time attack. The owl was determined to face the curious predator head-on. The fox, leaving a trail of straight paw prints in the snow, decided to return for a second round. Both creatures locked eyes in a tense standoff. The owl, unfazed, twisted its head at an eerie 360-degree angle, keeping a watchful gaze on its orbiting rival. But in the end, the vixen backed off, ending the winter clash without a single strike. The legendary white deer, a rare encounter. For years, whispers of a rare white deer have spread like myths. Many dream of seeing this majestic beast at least once in their lifetime. But one lucky hunter made that dream a reality. Setting up a trail camera in the Seneca Army Depot, he captured breathtaking footage of this ghostly creature. With a royal stride and piercing black eyes, the suburban white-tailed deer looked straight into the camera, almost as if acknowledging its audience. And just as mysteriously as it appeared, it vanished into the woods, leaving behind only wonder. Snake attacks an owl, a deadly gamble. In a jaw-dropping moment caught on a trail camera, a hungry snake took on a great horned owl in a reckless attack. The serpent, driven by desperation, lunged at the night bird, hoping for an easy meal. But the owl wasn't about to become dinner. In a blur of flapping wings and relentless claw strikes, it turned the tables in seconds. The desperate predator found itself thrown into a nearby pond, learning the hard way why owls rule the night. Bear versus camera, a furry beast's mistake. Ever wondered what happens when a hungry bear mistakes a camera for food? Well, this trail cam captured the hilarious yet terrifying moment when a black bear tried to chew up the shutter, probably thinking it was a honeycomb. With its massive jaws and sharp teeth, the beast pounced, nearly destroying the lens. The rumbling sound of its powerful bite sent chills down the spine. After a few minutes of frustration, the bear gave up, leaving behind nothing but its breath fogging up the camera lens. The mystery of the glowing eyes. Deep in the woods, something eerie appeared in the trail camera's footage. Two glowing eyes staring from the darkness. Moments later, a fox emerged, its sharp gaze reflecting the camera's light. But hold on, that wasn't the same creature. The original glowing eyes were spaced much farther apart than the fox's. So what was lurking in the shadows? Before any answer could be found, the unknown figure vanished into the night, leaving behind an unsolved mystery. The bear brawl, a fight you won't forget. Deep in the heart of the forest, two massive bears stood face to face, their growls shaking the ground. A trail camera captured the moment when tension turned into chaos. The battle began with blood-chilling snarls, each beast trying to intimidate the other. Then, in an instant, they lunged, biting, swiping, and wrestling like titans in a war for dominance. The sheer power of their fight was terrifying. For minutes, they clashed, their roars echoing through the woods. But just as quickly as it started, the fight ended. Both bears, battered but unbroken, turned away and disappeared into the wilderness, leaving only the silence of the forest behind. Cubs on swings. Ever seen baby bears take over a playground? Well, this backyard got a surprise visit when a mama bear and her cubs decided to have some fun. The little troublemakers climbed onto a porch swing, tearing up the cushions like it was their personal amusement park. Swaying back and forth, they cuddled and played, completely lost in the joy of the moment. But as soon as their mom approached, playtime was over. They hopped off and scampered away, leaving behind a shredded mess and a memory no one would forget. The strange moose, something eerie, was caught on a trail camera deep in the Maine woods. At first glance, it looked like a moose, but something was off. Its face was longer than usual, its legs thin and stretched out. This ghostly creature moved slowly, grazing in the wilderness, a rare sight since moose populations have dwindled due to illegal hunting. Some say it had simply shed its antlers, making it look almost alien. Others believe nature might be evolving, helping these creatures survive. Whatever it was, one thing is certain: this was no ordinary moose. The buck's incredible antler drop. Nature never stops surprising us. Did you know deer shed their antlers every year? Well, a trail camera captured this moment in real time. This buck had just one antler left on its head, meaning the first had already fallen off somewhere. And with a simple shake of its head, boom, the second antler dropped to the ground like a fallen branch. It was a fascinating glimpse into the natural cycle of wildlife, reminding us just how effortlessly animals adapt to change. The deer versus the tree. You've seen deer battle each other, but what happens when there's no rival around? Well, one confused buck found a solution. It picked a fight with a tree. The trail camera recorded the bizarre moment as the deer charged at a thick branch, ramming its antlers like it was in a showdown with an invisible opponent. Again and again, it struck, determined to defeat its wooden enemy. The tree, of course, didn't fight back, but that didn't stop the buck from proving its strength in one of the strangest battles caught on camera. Birds' soothing sand bath. Now, this is nature's version of a spa day. A hidden trail cam captured a group of birds chirping happily as they rolled around in the sand, dusting themselves in the middle of the woods. But this isn't just for fun. Birds take sand baths to keep their feathers clean and free from excess oils. It's their way of staying fresh and ready for flight, all while looking completely adorable. Pine marten versus squirrel, the ultimate peekaboo. This is like watching a real-life game of cat and mouse, except it's a pine marten and a squirrel. A camera in Colorado caught this intense chase as the marten tried to catch a quick meal. But the squirrel wasn't going down easy. It used the tree like a playground, dodging and weaving around the trunk so fast that the marten could barely keep up. After a few minutes of this high-speed game of tag, the predator finally gave up. Dog versus lion. What happens when a dog faces off against a lioness? Pure chaos. A camera captured a fearless dog charging straight into a lion's space, where two massive lionesses were resting. One of them immediately lunged at the intruder, but this brave pup wasn't about to back down. The two went at it in a dramatic showdown, with the dog holding its ground like a true warrior. After the intense face-off, the dog confidently trotted back toward the jeeps as if nothing had happened. Boss bear, the coolest king of the forest. Now, this is how you rule the wild. A massive grizzly bear was spotted chilling like a true boss, sitting upright and casually waving at the visitors. And the best part? The kids were absolutely loving it. It's almost like the bear was greeting them, as if to say, "Hey there, little humans, got any honey for me?" This charming moment made everyone's day, proving that even the fiercest creatures can have their soft side. Kangaroo versus goat. You don't see this every day. A goat and a kangaroo locked in an intense showdown. Whatever caused this fight must have been serious. Did the goat wander into the kangaroo's territory? Or was it a dispute over food? Whatever the reason, neither of them was backing down. The goat looked nervous but refused to surrender, while the kangaroo stood firm, determined to defend its ground. This was no ordinary scuffle. It was a battle of wills between two unlikely opponents. Mysterious figure caught on camera. What would you do if your trail camera captured something not human? In the depths of an African forest, a man set up a camera to observe wildlife. But instead of animals, he recorded something completely bizarre. A strange figure was seen walking across the road, moving with purpose, as if on a mission. Its elongated head and sharp, pointed eyes made it look alien, but its size suggested otherwise. When the image went viral, people couldn't agree on what they were looking at. Was it an extraterrestrial visitor? A creature we've never seen before? What do you think? Leopard versus elephants. Talk about a confident cat. This leopard was admiring itself in a mirror, completely lost in its own reflection, when an unexpected guest showed up, an entire elephant family. The massive creatures weren't there to fight, but they had their own plans for the mirror. One loud trumpet from the elephants was enough to snap the leopard out of its self-love session, sending it running for cover. But the real twist? One of the elephants got startled by its own reflection. Looking at the mirror, it seemed to question, "Who's this big lady?" In a hilarious turn, the entire elephant family decided they didn't like what they saw and ran away from the scene. Werewolf mouse. You won't believe this, but there's a mouse out there that hunts like a born killer. Meet the grasshopper mouse, also known as the werewolf mouse. This tiny predator isn't afraid of venomous foes, and here's proof. One was caught on camera battling a deadly centipede. The centipede, armed with venomous fangs, was ready to strike, but the fearless mouse had other plans. With lightning-fast reflexes and sharp instincts, it dodged every attack and finally took down its opponent. The reward? A fresh meal for its newborns. Eagle versus goat, a shocking hunt. This has to be one of the craziest hunting scenes ever caught on camera. At first, it looked like a flashback to the age of dinosaurs, a massive bird soaring through the sky. But no, it was a powerful eagle, and what it did next was mind-blowing. With incredible precision, the eagle swooped down, grabbed a goat much larger than itself, and dragged it off a mountain cliff. Before you could even process what happened, the eagle was already carrying its prey away. Brutal? Absolutely. But that's nature, where even a goat isn't safe from the sky. Deer with a mysterious growth. At first glance, you might mistake this deer for some kind of mutant, but don't worry, it's not an alien. That giant, ball-like mass hanging from its neck is actually a medical condition called a hydrocyst, a fluid-filled growth that can appear on a deer's body, usually in the brisket area. It may look bizarre, even unsettling, but the good news is, if treated properly, these animals can recover. Nature sure has its strange moments, and this one is definitely up there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss what's coming next.